Just 2 hours ago, Allied air forces began an attack on military targets in Iraq and Kuwait. These attacks continue as I speak. Ground forces are not engaged. This conflict started August 2nd when the dictator of Iraq invaded a small and helpless neighbor. Kuwait, a member of the Arab League and a member of the United Nations, was crushed. Its people brutalized. 5 months ago, Saddam Hussein started this cruel war against Kuwait. Tonight, the battle has been joined. Now, the 28 countries with forces in the Gulf area have exhausted all reasonable efforts to reach a peaceful resolution, have no choice but to drive Saddam from Kuwait by force. We will not fail. Air attacks are underway against military targets in Iraq.
The coalition waited 48 hours after the UN deadline expired, then began their attack. H hour was 0300 on January 17, 1991. That was when the first bomb would fall on Baghdad, and when Operation Desert Shield became Operation Desert Storm. Over 600 planes were launched that night, from bases throughout the Arabian Peninsula, from Turkey, from carriers in the Red Sea and the Persian Gulf, from the Indian Ocean, from even as far as the United States.
Now, to give you some idea of the order of magnitude, within the first 24 to 30 hours, we launched over 300 tanker sorties alone to support the strike package that went in through that period of time. There had never been any launch as big, a support package as big ever in the history of the Air Force that incorporated that many tankers.
In their opening attack, the Allies combined their stealth and precision technology, electronic warfare tactics, and the classical elements of mass and surprise.
We had been here since August, and so he had seen every day an AWAC sitting up here and F-15 caps in defensive mode. So he was used to seeing that every day, as well as all the other ELINT collectors, rivet joint, and those kind of airplanes. So he knew that was up there, and that's what we wanted him to see right up to the minute that the bomb started falling.
Just beyond the radar warning capabilities of the Iraqi radars, our attack aircraft were forming up in orbits with tankers so that they were able to top off their fuel at the last moment before heading on into the target area.
Although they numbered less than 3% of the coalition fighters, the F-117 struck almost a third of the targets on the first day. These stealth fighters led the attack, penetrating the Iraqi IADs unseen.
The actual first step that was taken that one could not then stop was a TLAM coming out of a ship.
At H-1 hour and 26 minutes, a Navy cruiser in the Red Sea launched a Tomahawk Land Attack Missile, or TLAM. Over 50 cruise missiles were launched that night. They would arrive 5 to 10 minutes after the first F-117 strike.
The second thing that occurred, of course, was taking down the EW sites by the Special Ops Forces.
At H-21 minutes, 8 Apache gunships, guided by Air Force Pavlo helicopters, took out 2 Iraqi reporting sites on the border. This helped clear the way for non-stealthy fighters heading toward western Iraq.
The first actual bomb to fall on Iraq, that occurred at about 9 minutes before what we referred to as H hour.
An F-117 took out the southern IOC that controlled the reporting sites. Stealth fighters then penetrated the heavy air defenses around Baghdad.
We flew 32 F-117s right into downtown Baghdad in the first hour and 20 minutes.
Their next target was the principal telephone communication facility, also dubbed the AT&T building.
What we refer to as AT&T building is really their central comm node in the whole country.
If you remember when the CNN guy was reporting and he went blank at H hour plus about 4 seconds, that was that bomb hitting the AT&T building.